Hello, friends. This is Sukhwant Singh. Life is like a boomerang. Boomerang is a device which, when thrown in the air, because of all the physics that is involved in it, it rotates and it comes back to the sender. What we give in our life, it returns to us, and at times in many folds. A small act of kindness can bring about rich dividends in future. I'm reminded of a very inspiring true story. Way back in 1892, at the Stanford University, one of the boys studying there, young boys, he was told that if he was not going to deposit his tuition fees, he will be removed from the university. This young boy was an orphan. In 1882, his father had passed away when he was only 6 years old, and 3 years later, his mother had passed away, leaving him with not many resources. So he, along with another friend of his, decided to go in for a concert whereby they thought of uh, collecting some funds, you can say fundraising concert that they wanted to plan, so that with that money they will be able to pay their fees and get through. In the meanwhile, they heard about a famous Polish pianist, Pederewsky, who was planning to visit US. So they tried to get in touch with this great pianist, Pederewsky's manager. And a deal was struck. Pederewsky agreed that if they will pay him $2,000, he shall give a performance for their concert. Now, these two boys tried their best, and when the uh, ultimate day came, they were a little disappointed because they were able to collect only $1,600 and not $2,000. After the performance was over, when these two boys went to pay, they went with full sincerity and said, we could collect only this much. And they also conveyed the problem which initiated them to host this concert. They said, you please take these $1,600 and remaining $400, they'll pay him as soon as it will be feasible for them. When Pederewsky heard this story, you know what he did? He tore off the agreement in front of them and he said, keep these $1,600 also, and the remaining $400, if you want to collect, you can collect them, but spend them on your studies and help out those who are in need. With this, he went back to his country, Poland. The story says that Pederewsky became the prime minister of his country, Poland. After that, World War I took place, and nearly about 1.5 million Polish people had to face starvation. Now, he sought help from the US's Food and Relief Department. The director of Food and Relief Department of US was Mr. Herbert Hoover. When Herbert Hoover heard about it, he extended full support and sent further, like whatever relief he could to the Polish people at the time of their need. Later, uh, Pederewsky met Herbert Hoover in Paris and went to thank him for having extended this great help during the time of the need. And Herbert Hoover, you know what he said to Pederewsky? He said, "You don't have to thank me, rather, I have to thank you." And he reminded him of the concert at Palo Alto, California. He spoke to him and he reminded him, he said, "You remember two boys had made a deal with you and you went and performed over there?" He said, "Yes, I do remember." He said, "Well, I'm one of those boys, Herbert Hoover, and it's me who needs to thank you." And the story doesn't end here. Herbert Hoover became the 31st president of US, and after World War II in 1946, Poland was again in need of a lot of support from US, and Herbert Hoover ensured that the Polish people kept getting whatever relief was possible from the US for the next 3 decades, feeding hundreds and thousands of Polish people. So an act of kindness shown by Pederewsky resulted into great help to all the Polish people. Is it not very inspiring and conveying a message to all of us? What Pederewsky gave, he got back in many folds for all his people. And what Herbert Hoover did is being remembered by all of us even today. So keep doing such great acts wherever possible. Small acts from our side, maybe to turn into greater acts in future. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to my channel. I look forward to your comments, and share the video with others, with your friends. And I look forward to your comments. Thank you very much for listening.